Oh yeah!
Oh, haha. Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. This is the big day. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Today, we've got Update 8 and the Toy Box Pack, and I have a little bit of reading comprehension. Update 8 is here, ready for the season with returning festive scenery, adverse weather, keep your guests sheltered from frightening thunderstorms, put down a heater or two to stop your pools freezing over once the snow starts falling. Check the Planet Coaster website for full update notes. Toy Box Pack is now available. It's bringing 2 new coasters. The exhilarating Vector Vekoma, new gen inverting suspended, so basically the suspended thrill coaster. A fantastic F&N Thriller, E&F Miler Industries Kids Coaster, and 3 playful new flat rides, Airdrop, High Roll, and the totally tubular Wave Sim. Haha, sounds cool. Crank the fun up to the max with heroic new entertainer Max Stormcloud. Get creative with all the arts, crafts, classic toys bursting out of the toy box. Scenery pack. Some self-assembly required. And the toy box pack available now. Okay, I actually did get it. It is $12.99 on the Steam Workshop. Or not the workshop, but just on Steam. And of course the update was free. So I actually want to go in. I'm just going to start out with the Tropical Park. And I just want to kind of see a few things. Taking a little bit of time to load up. I think my park is getting too large. Alright, so one change you'll notice right away, and this is really nice. It's 26 Celsius that actually displays the temperature and the weather right down here alongside the date and time in the park. And this, hold on, I want to see if this is actually right. This one, yeah, oh yeah, 72 notifications on, wait, now it says 2. Ha! So we go from 72 to 2. And, ow! Ow, sorry about that, I tripped over the cable on my headset. Hold on one second. I totally unplugged it. Yeah, it was charging, but we're good now. Hey, Strawberry Jam, welcome. Be right back. Welcome, Minecraft. How are you? Hey, Maria, out! So this is nice. Of course, you can still pull the weather. Adverse weather incoming that may affect park operation. But you can't click on that. Oh, so it's autumn. Alright. We'll just mess around and check out some stuff here. If we go into coasters and create custom, we can actually take a look at the new coaster types. There's only 2. And where is it? That's the boomerang. Is there any kiddie coasters at Thrill Tropical? No. I need to add one. I'm not going to do that right now, but we will do perhaps tonight. I don't know. Okay, so this is it right here, the Vekoma new gen inverting suspender. Inverting suspended coaster. And this is your old gen hang and bang SLC. I'm just gonna place it here to kind of demo what you can do with it. We'll just build oh, we gotta lower that. You actually do get two different track types. It's gonna be EF miler. It might be. So you've got a couple different track types here. You've got the wide tube, and then you've got the more narrow tube with the arches. Kind of looks a little bit more like the new gen Vekoma. More. And you've got your different inversion pieces and everything. And if you look at the trains, this is a really interesting aspect of this. I actually watched Corvus released a video earlier about the new gen suspended coaster. And I'm going to go take a look at the B&M invert in a minute for comparison. Look how low the trains hang, though. Like, they're almost to ground level with this. And there's a lot of space below the track. And if we go take a look at the B&M invert, gosh, I can't talk today. And just come in here and look at the one in the station. If we can get into it. Come on. Yeah, there we go. You see it sits higher, closer to the rails? Now with that said too, this is relatively low to the ground, but the track is lower. The cars, they have a lot more height to them than these inverts. There's nobody getting on it right now. So, because of this, Corvus said that profiling some of the inversions, like the zero-G rolls and stuff, can actually be quite difficult. So that's one thing you'd have to keep in mind. I mean, you can tell too by... well, it doesn't seem like too much more space, but it definitely does seem a little bit more spacey. But yeah, just look at how low these hang, and they're 2 across seating. And these actually almost look a little bit like the B&M family invert trains too, that are 2 across, like the Big Bad Wolf's Revenge, I think is what it's called, or the new Big Bad Wolf, and then Phoenix Rising, each of those at Busch Gardens parks. Trains look very similar. So you got that. The other coaster type that we get is the EF Miler Kids Coaster. Very basic. Got your lift hill. Got the traditional kind of ladder track. We're going underground. That's relatively tall for a kid's coaster. But the very classic seats. These are good for all ages. Built some pretty mild coasters. And then if you look at the flat rides, you've got a good variety. So let's go into custom. They've got this new airdrop, like a parachute tower. It's like a miniature drop tower, and so you go pretty high up, but they lower you to the ground a little more gradually. We just test the ride quickly. And they're on cables too. You can change the sequence, you can do different level drops. There's a fake out where it just drops you just a little bit, and then it drops you all the way down. They have a hold high, so you can kind of stay up there and enjoy the view. And then, of course, drop is a full-length drop to the ground. It's definitely a lot more mild. I wouldn't have any problem going on that. I like those kinds of rides. Another one that you have is this high roll. Kind of this little topsy-turvy sort of thing. This is one of those rides that you couldn't get me to go on one of these. It's way too much spinning and tumbling and all that stuff. Oh wait, it spins backwards. Oh, that's even more reason. Oh. Wow, okay, so you actually have several options to choose. Whoa, that is a whole ton of options. So you can change the direction it spins. Starts doing all this kind of wonky stuff. No thanks. And the seats can start tumbling and everything. It's different speeds, slow, medium, and fast. I'm curious what this is. Arm high gondola spin. Oh, it raises you up in the air. Yeah, so the cool thing with this, though, is you do get a lot of different customization options on the sequence of the ride, which is kind of cool. But, yeah, look at them swiveling like that. No thanks. Oh, gosh. Nope. Alright, that's that. This is the one I'm most excited for, the Wave Sim. Let's make roller coasters. We might. Got some stuff to check out. So you've got your wave machine here, and if you test it, you end up walking up, you get on a board, you get to start surfing, which is pretty cool. Hey Andrew, how are you? Which is actually pretty cool. You can do different kinds of... Oh, and you can set the duration. Interesting. So you get 30 seconds of surfing, or 60 seconds, or anywhere in between that. You can go all the way down to that, but I don't think that's really worth it. That is pretty cool, though, and you can theme them, of course. So those are the new rides that you get. I want to check out some of the scenery pieces here, so what we're going to do is go into scenery theme. We have toy box theme, and these are all the different scenery pieces by Scratch. You get new letters and number sets, which are nice. Get some stickers. Doing good, hope you are. Yeah, I am, I appreciate it. Star confetti. That's cool. Multicolor. Ha! Oh, that's cool. Some paint splash. Paint drip. Light beams like little lasers. And a cloud of like toy dust. Cartoon fire, yeah. So, no, we already saw that, okay. Yeah, so that's all of those. Have I been to Carowinds? It's my home park, I've been many times, yeah. I love Carowinds. That's cool, these little effects and the different pieces and stuff. Now, if we look at the blueprints, you can kind of see. Some of these I'm not super big on, but I think some of them are really cool. Hey, Bromik, how are you? You get like this... Oh, that's actually quite a good size, like a block castle. It's like a city hall. A few different archways, your entrance to your park. This is cool, you get these traffic lights and telling you King Coaster to the left and Queen Splash to the right. That could actually be kind of fun to play with. Another archway. Interesting, one with like aliens and stuff. They got me, bought it for all 3 platforms. I haven't been, but maybe base the ENF miler off of theirs. Yeah, oh gosh, what is it? Wilderness Run. I think. Wilderness Run. Yeah, it's a pretty basic. It's like 15 feet. I've rode it a few times just to say I got the credit. I rode every single coaster in the park that is currently operating. Uh-oh. Alright, who did it? I don't know. Well, anyway, I'll point that out too in a bit here. That'll be important to know. No need to replace it, but I updated the indoor water park with surf simulators and dryers. I might update it, actually. Because we may relocate it, but I definitely would check that out. So, we'll go back to the guests here in a minute, but back here just to check out some scenery pieces and stuff. It's a little, like, paint kit. Your guest facilities is just like a bunch of crayons and paint, which is, it's cute. It's not something that I would use very much. But if I did a themed section like that, it's really creative. I like it. I like these staff buildings, actually. They're pretty cool. You get just the blocks, the toys, the dice. Shops like that. Paint for the facilities again. You can actually fit 2 of these in a small... and you can fit 3 of them, it looks like. Maybe even more. In the medium-sized shell, which is nice. The new Alton Towers roller coaster themed to Bluey looks like Kitty Hyperia. So that's that. Oh, you get like Jenga, this Jenga tower. Oh gosh. So that's pretty cool. Now I want to look at the festive theme. Very conveniently right at the top. They don't have a ton of blueprints. Biscuit train, whole ton of cookies. So we are definitely doing a cookie pirate park now. Cookies on one side, pirates on the other. It's like alter egos. Gingerbreads. Oh, look at that! This coaster station. Get a giant gingerbread house for like a standalone tower. They do give you a couple facility shells. This is just a medium. And a... looks like a small shop shell. Right there, the gingerbread houses and stuff. Some trees. Festive fence. Candy cane fence. So you can actually place those along your paths. Oh, that's pretty right there. Cookies for Cookie. Yes. And then all the custom pieces they have. You've got the different ornaments. Different colored candy canes, gumdrops, candies, pretzels, peppermints. ribbons. So the cool thing about these is you can actually... Oh, and you've got these holly wreaths. Gingerbread walls. Oh, you could build a gingerbread coaster. A cookie train Dale will be beside himself. Maria. I've got some cookies by visiting a random website too. Different kind of cookies. Gingerbread icing. So you can decorate. You've got the different figures. They've got a gingerbread Santa. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! You can build snowmen. What I'm not seeing are the trees. So my guess would be you could take any tree in the park, in the game, and decorate it as a Christmas tree, which is really nice. If you want to do like a Christmas palm tree, which is actually pretty popular in places like Florida and California, you could do that. Or of course you could do a giant like fir tree. So that's cool. The other thing I want to check out, they actually added blueprints for the add-on themes. So the Western, the Sci-Fi, Pirate, and Fairy Tale. Witch's Tree. Pirate Arch... Oh, look at that. That's actually really neat. A snowman in a tropical park, right? Cargo. What I am not seeing, unfortunately, is like shop fronts and, you know, facility shells and stuff. So it looks like you still kind of have to make those. Oh, that's pretty funny. Seems like you would still have to make those by hand, which is a little bit of a bummer. If you were like me and hoping for building pieces. But it's nice that they added these blueprints in, just to give a little more variety. So it's cool to see that. Unfortunately, no new well, we get the Max Stormcloud, which is pretty cool. Is a really neat entertainer. But unfortunately, we don't get the entertainers for the add-on themes, and I was hoping that they would do that. But that's alright. So the update does have some pretty cool stuff. Now, let's get into the game mechanics that have changed. As I mentioned, the first thing you're going to see is the temperature down here is now displayed, and the weather, next to the day and the time in your park. If we go back and click on a guest, Oh, it is gridlocked over here. Oh boy. She's unhappy. Oh, look at this. She's glad to see security catching and dealing with criminals. Dale's doing his job. Yeah, some people are a bit unhappy. So, you get these different, guest needs. So warmth. If it's warm, 100%. If it gets chilly in the park, this will decrease. Dryness now is a scale as opposed to just dry and wet. And then sun cream for sunburns. So they can have like mild sunburns or they could get scorched and stuff. So you have to keep those in mind. Dale, welcome. Just another day of honest work. And you can see she just needs some rest and stuff. But everybody in this park should be plenty warm because it is the summer in the tropical park, so it's pretty hot. We'll go into the Viking Park in a little bit and check that out, depending on the season. Alright, let me go into the workshop and check out Brawlmix updated. Yeah, Frosty. I don't know if I caught that. Frosty does Hawaii. That's funny. Alright, so I actually... Oh, they changed this up here. They added these icons. So browse with the magnifying glass, the creators. Look at that. Brawlmick is still #1. And actually, here's how we can do that. Oh, it's a totally different... Okay. They changed the layout a little bit. Alright, so subscribe there. And now they have like, favorite, rating. These buttons here, I don't know what they do. Oh, this just reports that one blueprint. So if you publish something with swear words on it, you can report it. So we got that there. I'm gonna go ahead and unsubscribe from this one, just for the principle of having the updated version. So we got that there, and now we'll go in. Oh, we gotta clear the filter? Wait. Oh, it's... Oh, yeah, you've got to go into here. Okay. Is it smaller? No, oh, no, it's the same size. It was just rotated the opposite. Okay. Let me just place that there. Oh, it's a little bit elevated. I'm not concerned at the moment about that. Gasp. Because we're not going to keep it right here. But we may. Yep, alright. Oh, yeah, so this is the front. Okay. Couple extra power generators. Your restaurant over here. Hopefully they don't smash all the benches. You've got the water slides and the tikis. Pool passes, sun cream. This is all the same over here. Curl up and dry. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, you set them back there. Watch your step. Very nice. And this is technically the front. I placed it backwards. You've got your outdoor pool section over here. Ah, okay. Look at this extension over here in the back. Where you've got these surf things. So it's important to note that, of course, the people are going to wear swimsuits to get on these, so it's good to have them in water sections of the park and have changing rooms and dryers and stuff nearby. It is important to note that the dryness doesn't decrease if people are in swimsuits or in a pool and stuff like that, because by nature. Oh, look at that! Waimea Bay. Gold Coast. Very nice nod to the surf culture in Australia and Hawaii. So that's really cool. Great update. So we'll pull that. We've got this. We'll probably end up switching that out when we move stuff. Alright. I'm gonna go out of here. I didn't really do anything, so I'm not concerned about saving. And I'm gonna pull the Viking Park up. Okay, it is what season? autumn, so it'll be winter soon, and you'll actually see the adverse weather. So yeah, shows up 7 Celsius outside. That's like 45 Fahrenheit. So it's a chilly but not cold day in the park, and it is sunny. One thing that you can do, I'll actually pull the notes. Nope, not settings. It's sandbox settings, I believe. Weather. So you can actually toggle these off if you don't want to deal with them. You can turn down the sunburn multiplier if you want that aspect, but you don't want it to be like too challenging. You can turn rain off, you can turn wind off, thunderstorms, snow, you can turn all of that off. Lightning affects parks, so you can have thunderstorms, but not affect your rides and pools and stuff like that. Guests don't get cold. Guests don't get wet. They're just all full of magic that makes the rain just wash off of them like a freshly washed windshield of a car. I think this existed before. Just a setting where if it's raining, then they want to be under cover, and if it's sunny, they want to be out in the open. Stuff like that. So that is cool that you have that ability to choose what kind of weather you deal with and not. I really like how they made that all separate options. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So it's actually... Yeah, we've got a ways to go before we would get to the rough weather. It is important to note that only the taiga and temperate biomes will get snow, but all of the parks can get thunderstorms, but they are going to be more frequent in the tropical park. So I think the Mediterranean ends up giving you like the best weather. It doesn't snow, you're not going to get a ton of storms. I'll pull the notes up. We'll kind of cover a couple things. Oh yeah, don't forget to add the heaters to the pools too. That's a good point. So, this is just a little preview about the toy pack. And then update 8. Look at that. It's no longer a pool, it's a skating rink. And beautiful scenery. Alright, let me go into the notes. So we'll go up here, update notes. So all the different content. We've covered the rides. They do give you 2 blueprints, this Equilibrium for the Vekoma New Gen SLC. Or STC. Update 8. So the festive... You get a couple music tracks. So while I check the music out. We covered that. Oh, they added new blueprints for existing flat rides in PC2. Unfortunately, they are for the base themes in the game, which I'm not overly eager, about. This is really nice. Now you have concrete. You can build concrete buildings, but you can also do, like, instead of having to use gray plaster, you can do concrete for if your coaster's going, like, below grade. Which is basically if you have to have it go partially underground. And then the weather features we've talked about. But yeah, this is really important. So snow now falls in the temperate and taiga biomes and actually settles, so you can see it accumulate. Warmth. In cold conditions, guests have a preference for hot and food drinks, indoor dining, covered benches, and become uncomfortable if they're too cold too long. Electrical heaters, where people can go stand under the heaters. Also, you can add them. Sheltered areas will maintain a level of warmth. Parks will need to add pool heaters to keep the water from freezing and keep them at the right temperature. So you could basically create like a hot tub. You can keep the pools open and warm enough for guests to brave. If it take a lot of energy to try to keep a pool warm in extremely cold temperatures, then you can try that, or you can actually shut them off to preserve energy and funds. Heat maps to show temperatures in the park. We'll actually check that out. And then with the thunderstorms, they appear in all biomes, but an increased chance in the tropical. Lightning can strike rides, generators, and water pumps to cause them to break down. You can disable that, as we just looked at. If guests are on a ride that gets struck by lightning, they'll panic. And you'll actually have to consider shutting certain rides down, like some of your tall roller coasters. Tall towers like the drop towers or the observation deck. And then just some heat map. We'll check those out. Hot and cold. Yeah, they covered that. Sun cream doesn't last forever. This is really interesting. Solar panels now actually produce different amounts of power depending on how much sun there is. And again, you can toggle all of that stuff. And then just some updates. I'm not going to read all of this, but basically the ride and scenery prestige has changed. So you get... the more you add, the less significant of an impact it has. So it becomes harder to max out. Now it costs to service things. And not just like refurbish, but I mean actually service. Ride maintenance tab. Changes to ticket pricing. This is kind of interesting. Guests will look to leave a pool if they get hungry or thirsty. A delay is added to kind of mitigate that. Power and water. Some upgrades to some rides. Oh, this is really nice. They have an alternate track for the Vekoma and Arrow loopers. We can keep the lightning strikes on. Gives a very unique touch to the attractions. Guess we'll get the experience of a lifetime. Get him a t-shirt. I survived getting struck by lightning on this roller coaster. If you have the Sorcery DLC, I actually saw this and forgot to mention it when I was going through the coaster list. But they now have a Vekoma Kitty Boomerang. This is really nice. RMC hybrids now have LSM pieces. Alternate track for the mine trains. The LSM, the Intamin Blitz, now has a chain lift if you want to use it. That kind of seems to defeat the purpose of calling it a Blitz. But, yeah. And they also have a hold piece on the track before they launch forward and back. And this is worth talking about. The guest moods change when you're on a ride. If they get kicked off a ride, they get unhappy. And after they leave a ride that the guests liked, there's a little bit of a grace period where they won't think about uncomfortable things, like if there's litter or stuff like that. It won't affect them for a short time after they get off the ride. Up here in queues, it's really neat. You can actually be excited to get in line for a ride. Or happy. And if a queue's too long, they'll get bored or unhappy. So that's one thing to try to prevent the queue's getting too long and also, you know, trying to have good capacity on your rides. So there's a little strategy involved with that. There's some bug fixes. So let's actually check a few of these out. Alright, now you can see how warm everybody is. It's not really cold enough for that to be an effect. Oh, but take a look at this. There's nobody in the pools now. Pretty much. Interesting. Sun cream, so you can see the places that sell sunblock. And if anybody's sunburnt, which there shouldn't be anybody in here that is. And dryness. Nobody's really swimming, it's not raining, so everybody should be dry. So, all good there. This'll show... Oh, this is neat. Okay, so this'll show if a line has become too long that people don't want to wait for. And they change accordingly. That's an interesting aspect. G-force. Staff. Oh, this is nice. Now you can actually see better what's powered. Lean water. Scenery score. Ooh, temperature. Look at that. That's too cold. So you can see where the environment's a little bit, or is that just a... Interesting. So it is a bit chilly, but the water's too cold. So actually, we'll experiment with the pool heaters. Shade. Oh, yes, so you can see where people are exposed to the element or undercover. And thunderstorm risk. This is interesting. So if you get a storm, it tells you what might be more prone to actually getting hit by lightning. So these shorter rides, not too much of a factor. Your tall rides like that, that's bright red. And then this over here is kind of a reddish purple, telling you these taller rides are more likely to be affected by a lightning strike. Okay, that's all the same there. Alright. So if we click on this, ooh, 5 Celsius. That's a little too cold. These pools would freeze over. So let's actually go in and add some heaters. 5 Celsius, yeah, they all are. Alright, let's go in here. So we're going to go to pool extras. And I'm going to try with the smaller pool just to start. And you place them... Why are they red? You could always do one decoy ride for lightning, but just keep it closed or in test mode. That's true. Why doesn't it let you... Is there a button that lets you shut down all rides that are at risk of lightning, or do you have to go through ride by ride? Good question.
Got
It looks like you have to go through ride by ride, but from what I saw when I pulled up the... when you go to the heat map, you can just look, and I mean, in this case, there would only be 2 or possibly 3 that I think would really need to be closed. This one, that one's questionable. All the rest of them that are closer to blue is okay. Or if not, you can make a group of rides and set rules for those attractions. Yeah. That would be a possible risk. Generally, the tower rides are the tallest coasters are the ones that would be most susceptible. So you just have to watch for that. So these pool heaters were up to 25 Celsius. $26. I'm sure a lot of it depends on how many heaters you place, but also the size of the pool as well. It's up to 27. So white people would be more likely to swim in those. The ENF Miler would be okay? Yeah. Man, you're all about those kiddie coasters. So we had those, it should start going up here. It may take a couple minutes. Yeah, this is up to 29 Celsius. I'm not sure if you want to make the water too hot. Add a few vegetables to the pool and cook us some stew. This is still only 5? Oh, there's no power to these 2. That's why. So if we go in and add a distributor on this side, or place it like underground. I like that there. Now they're all powered. Okay. And yeah, it's already going up. Can you set the pool temperature so they don't keep going higher? It looks like you can shut them off, but I don't think you can set like a regulated temperature. See what the temperature is. People won't go in it below. 18 Celsius is the minimum, it seems like it would be. That they would be willing to go in it. Look, we're gonna have some people jump in. Maybe. Oh, this is nice though. It tells you how many heaters you should have. Can you set the temperature to Fahrenheit for those of us who don't know Celsius? Yes. Hey, Harvey, how are you? Discord server, we need one. Yes, I know. Oh, see right here, this said only 2 heaters and we added 8, so this water's... I wonder if it'll get too hot. This one here says add 3. So let's add some pool heaters. We could do... 1, 2... You have to set them on a wall. We'll place that one there. and on. And it should start ticking up. So yeah, it's up to 28 Celsius. This here is up to 30. It's not yet rising. Do we need another distributor? Yes. Interesting, the power icons didn't show up there. Yep, and it is rising. Now if you go into the heat map and take a look. Oh, not there. Temperature. Ah, these are like hot springs. And it's starting to go up. Yep. Alright, let's see. Alright, who did it? She's happy. Had to be somebody going the other way. No, they're happy. I don't know. So anyway, with the water up like that, and you'll see it just continue to tick upward as it becomes more comfortable for guests. Maybe if you do get the recommended amount of heaters, it will not get too hot. Yeah, I mean, we can experiment a little. See, this isn't going above 30 Celsius, and we have 8 heaters. I mean, what's to say if we add a few more? I don't think the water temperature would go above it. We can see. Up to 27 there. What is the max temperature you can get? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So adding more heaters, but it doesn't look like it's going above 30. Probably just increases the cost in but in Sandbox, who cares, since unlimited money. Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely an increased running cost. So I think it is strategic to actually see how many it recommends and just add that many. Like in here we have 15 heaters. It's not going above 30 Celsius. Now, I wonder if part of that is because of the air temperature. See, and it's up to 29. I would laugh so hard if they jumped in a hot pool and jumped back out. Hey, you know what we can do when we punish pickpockets and vandals? Is drop them in a cold pool. I wonder if they can break, if it makes sense to add 1 or 2 more as backups. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But I don't... Area heated 38%. Okay, yeah. See, it's up to 30 Celsius, and we only added the 3 recommended. See, it's capped at 30, it looks like. So it is cool to experiment with that. Now, the other things that you have, if you go out of pool heaters, look at this. You get peppermint picnic tables. That's and little gumdrop chairs. That's actually pretty cool. And then you get, yeah, look at that. Merry Christmas, folks. Come have your chief beef on a peppermint plate, on a peppermint table. That's pretty funny. That was not what I was going to look up, and it just caught my eye. When can we make the ENF miler? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it today. Festive sweets bench, that's pretty neat. The bins. If you were playing with a budget and all that you would need to care, but with unlimited money in the sandbox, none of that matters. So only adding the minimum, the bare minimum is probably best. Yeah. Yeah, or maybe +1, just in case one could break, but I didn't see a way for them to. Okay. Alright, so they're not in here. Sorry. It's a pool heater. I'm trying to find the, Are they facilities? Ah, yes. Okay, so standing and wall-mounted radiant heaters. Okay. So this is where you would put those. And you could put that on a wall. It's like a hot lamp for people to stand under. If someone dares to break that, I'm not responsible for the consequences. Ah. Let's take a look at the rides. I want to see how the scenery scores are impacted. So yeah, the prestige is lower. Oh, cool. Look at this. Lightning strike risk, 2%. That one is at 4. That one's at 5. This one's at 7% because it's so tall. And the railroad track, 1. Yeah, okay, so it is dependent on height. So if you go into the maintenance, you see the wear rate. Calling a mechanic actually costs half the cost to refurbish it. And that's what it gets back to, I believe. Does it restore it? I think it says it restored it to 80% in the, update notes. It's pretty cool. Now if you look at prestige, so you only get a bonus of 100. This gives a bonus of 100. Okay, so this looks like it was the game-wide change. Close to the attraction to increase the scenery bonus. Yeah, okay. So it's a lot harder to boost prestige with the scenery. But if we go in and look at the scenery score, you still see a lot of blue. But it just has a lower impact on, like, your base ride experience there. I don't know why this is aging, though. I don't understand that. Usually if the prestige is over 800, it becomes a classic. Wear rate is low. I wonder what determines... Oh, it increases over time. Oh, so the oldest rides. When can we make the ENF miler? Oh my gosh, y'all. So you really want to see one of those. Yeah, so this is no longer a classic. It could become one. But we'd have to really kind of rip it with scenery in order to do that. So whose park is this? It's mine. This is an old park. So I have some interesting things to make the kind of the park management a little bit more difficult, which is one of the big complaints that a lot of people had. If they like the park management side of stuff, it was not very deep and it was too easy. So I think the changes that they've made have definitely given a little bit more challenge for people that are looking for that. I like Sandbox, just do whatever, build whatever, and kind of whatever goes. So, alright. Did I download the toy workshop, or Toy Park Frontier Made? They put it on the workshop. I did not. I heard they were going to. We can check that out real quick. Oh, look at this. People are going wild with the, What? Whoa. That is absolutely beautiful, though. I saw on Nerdchacha that Frontier changed how rides age and their prestige, and I don't think it's a good change. Yeah, I'm not a big fan on how the prestige was updated. Nothing comes up. They need to add a filter in the workshop where you can look for the official Frontier content. Yeah. I was gonna say, does anybody have the name of it? So if we go to total subscriptions, that should help. Maybe not. made themselves a featured creator. Oh, here. Oh, look at that. You can download all these different things. Wow. Alright, well that's nice. Alright, that's the park right there. Toy Box World. That's right. Alright. So we'll go in and look at that. Hey, Darkhound Doom, how are you? Alright. And, so here we are. It's a small park. They used the temperate biome. The Vekoma STC. The little parachute ride. Here's your EF Miler kiddie coaster. This is... I'll say when I watched this on the stream, I said, this looks pretty intense for a kiddie coaster. Literally a toy park. Absolutely. Alright, Minecraft, this is your, here's your kiddie coaster. This actually really does look a good one. It's not made to be super intense. Been trying to get into the tablet for Mom, but neither her nor Dad know the password. Oh! This does look like a fun kiddie coaster, though. I mean, look at that airtime on a kid's coaster. Yeah, probably more like a family coaster. Yeah. This is really cool what they said, how they set this up, if you didn't see. They basically built this little toy boat on a rotating platform and just offset it. So it just basically kind of sails in a circle around the lake. Here's kind of a quasi-festive toy theme combination. Gotta love when parents need help with tech and they don't know passwords. Yeah. King Coaster action figure. What? Oh, yeah, I see it now. There's a giant toy King Coaster roaming around somewhere. He broke out of the box. I like how the developers who build the blueprint coasties don't even provide triple green test scores. Well, this... I think the thing about this you have to keep in mind, this is made to be a less intense coaster. I bet you this will be greens. I stand corrected. You could add an Aero Hyper. Queen Splash action figure. Alright, we got a giant Queen Splash somewhere roaming around. That is cute. Then you've got... I like this over here, this pool that is painted like a paint palette. I would have fun with this. And you got your slides right here. These all look pretty neat. Like a paint kit. Look at the Splash Emporium shop. It's just a counter, but it's got this really nice awning over it. That is pretty cool. The bathrooms here are painted different colors. And on this side you've got some more. Another thing I like the paint kit. Here's your whip around spinny ride. No thanks. You could add an arrow hyper. That would actually go really well, I think, in like the city style stuff. It is small, but kind of a cool park. It is. I mean, it's definitely less elaborate than the sorcery park that they built for, but I mean, it has the same number of things. So they were a little more efficient. What I think this would be really beneficial for is if you wanted to set up like a kids area in a full-size theme park. I think this is the perfect set to use. There's your Max Stormcloud mascot. Kids area, but you can lose your kid there. Ha! We got a couple little animatronics there. There's another one. The set could be cool for that. Yeah! This is such a cool pool, though. I really like this. Your surf machines. You can already tell these are just going to have terrible capacity, but that comes with, you know, the territory. So, with that said, that's a lot of stuff to check out. I'm going to get up and take a very quick break, and we'll be back. I think we're going to jump into the tropical park and mess around. So just hang tight. Alright, we're back. Sorry about the delay. Okay. Could you check if the Jenna tower is one... I'm guessing Jenga tower. Is one piece or separate? I would, but I'm not on my computer. And he left. Yep. Alright, let's load into the tropical park. I'll keep working on that. New park coming soon. Discord coming soon. I've actually had some plans for a new park for a while and really haven't been able to put them together. And I think now that we have this update, it's going to become very conducive to that. Okay. So Bromik, to answer your question, I believe it's one piece. But let me double check it for you. Not source, scenery theme. Alright, so yeah, that is one piece. But I bet you could probably build your own. Probably just by using some of these, different blocks here, you could probably stack them together the way that you want. Hi, harmonica face entrance, yeah. Yeah. You need shops at your entrance, yeah. That's part of the plan, is to redo this whole entrance. That's why I got rid of all the water stuff. And just out of curiosity, I'm gonna check the temperature of these pools. 24 Celsius, that's fine. People will swim in it. It's shaded, so that probably keeps it a little bit cooler. Yeah, see this? Like, the change to Prestige really hurts ride like this, that has fantastic scenery around it. This. That one still is really good. Is the indoor pool cooler? Well, they're connected. Yeah, see, the Prestige really... Ugh. That really sucks. Because now this is going to become old instead of a classic with the change to the Prestige. So yeah, the more I think about it, Bromik, the more I'm with you that it was not a good change. Yeah, but can different parts of pools be different temperature, like inside versus outside in the sun? I think if they're connected, it doesn't matter. But if you had an entirely indoor pool, my guess is it would be cooler during hot weather and warmer during cool weather, because the building actually does kind of preserve some temperature. That would be my understanding. Would be my guess. Kind of my educated guess. But, I don't know for sure. Hi, Mozart Sim, welcome. A problem I've had since the sorcery pack, for example, the new Equilibrium Coaster Blueprint. If you modify the train length, the entrance and exit disappear for no reason. What? That's an interesting blueprint. Actually looks like a fun ride. Wow! Yeah, you're right. That is weird. I had to check it out, see if it was just... if it's game-wide, or sometimes it depends on other factors. Yeah, that's... already reported that issue on Frontier's issue tracker. That is bizarre. That's a good find. Paths can't cross. Yeah, it screws it up. Nice. Well, it ties in there okay, but yeah. Well, still broken in 1.8, yeah. Excuse me. This does look like a cool blueprint, though. I want to check out the other... to see the E.F. Myler blueprint. I don't remember what it's called. Going back to the Sorcery DLC, I love this Blitz blueprint right here. Ultraviolet. I love the paint. The coaster itself looks fun. It's definitely one of my favorite Frontier blueprints for rides. Where is it? It's not Sky Sailor. Oh! This is the Vekoma Kitty boomerang. I'll put that down so you can see it. Just very basic. Just like any boomerang, except you can wind it around. Doesn't go upside down. Kid friendly. Of course. Oh, this is it right here. Starfish. Oh, that actually is pretty cool. Yeah, very typical layout for a kiddie coaster. I might consider using this in this park. We might just kind of re-theme it. But yeah. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, these can be struck. Yep, that's right. Power available. So it doesn't show you the percentage of power it can output. These are all getting fall power. So yeah, but that's important to note too. Your solar panels generate less power if they're in a ton of shade. For example, just for fun, let me go in here and just grab a couple lore pieces. Kind of cover it up like that. Now there's no sun getting to it, because its effective capacity is reduced, because there's no sun hitting it. Which is a really neat mechanic. You get rid of it and the power's returned. And if you do like just one panel, kind of like that, oh, well, no, okay, maybe not. I was gonna say, I thought there would be like a partial reduction. So if we do like that, now it's completely down. Interesting. Maybe scenery doesn't affect it, but I know if it gets cloudy, then, or like rainy, it can take a hit. Like a partial hit. I guess you could build a structure over your generators to help with getting hit by lightning. Yeah, you know, building them indoors or something like that, perhaps. I would like to update this building. We'd have to take the whole thing up, kick all these people out, though. Yeah, there's that coaster that we're waiting on. Alright, what would you all... What would you like to see me work on? Alright, 4 votes so far for the entrance plaza. Wow. Alright, if we do that, there's a couple things I need to do. Alright, we have 1 vote for opening the Intamin wing. We'll need to build a station, test it, get it all set up and stuff. So I know for this, we will need to turn that to block section, run 2 trains. Sorry I've been out of chat, I'm your biggest supporter, Cookie. No worries. I mean, hey, y'all aren't obligated to chat all the time. I certainly enjoy it, but there are definitely no obligations. Also still broken in update 1.8, the on-ride photos on some coaster blueprints, the Adamino LSM multiverse. Huh. I don't really mess a lot with the coaster blueprints, so I really haven't caught on to that. It's definitely worth reporting that as well. I would expect within a week or so they're probably going to come out with, a bug patch. Oh, hold on. Alright, you just... Oh! Guard caught him. Out! I would say try to get everything in the final resting place and start progressing toward the final plan and arranging. Alright. So this isn't going anywhere because this is really the only place it fits. My thought is to tie this whole area together as like a surf area just beyond the entrance, and then maybe the water park back here. And the other thing I've considered is actually just shutting down the park because it'll be a lot easier to deal with. Relocating things, redoing path, not have to worry about, like, shutting down coasters with a bunch of people on them, because that's another mechanic, is people are going to get upset if you close a coaster that they've been waiting in line for a while. They're not going to like that. Which is a realistic mechanic, honestly. I'd be pretty upset if I waited for a half hour to find out that the coaster was getting shut down. I mean, been there, done that. You can pause it, that's true, but I mean, the effect is it will still mess up, like if you relocate a ride or something like that. I'm gonna look at expanding this here. I'm gonna redoing the entrance. Probably end up redoing the queue over around here. I still have thoughts of doing an entirely new park. Also, they are AI bots. Why? Still can have guessed in random places if you break paths. That's true. It's more so the coasters being moved around. Like if you paused and resumed. Alright. So just for reference here. So this is getting moved to the front of the park. I want to line it up. Would it be easier to kind of just do a section of a park at a time? Yes. Yeah. It would, and that's the problem with doing a park as large as this. Build a lazy river, you would, Dale. Around the mountain. We're not doing that. I did save the blueprint of the old lazy river. Like, do it in quarters if possible. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, the left half of the park is pretty set. The right half, it needs to be completely torn up. We have minor improvements that we could do over here, but there's enough that's functional. Just don't let anyone get on rides and have the exits go toward the front. Yeah. People will still all come in, though. Alright. What I'm thinking about maybe doing is cutting some of this out. Place that there. We can redo some of this. We're probably going to redo the queue and stuff anyway. So the idea is you walk into the park and are presented with this beautiful surf coaster right up front. Then you would branch off that way. We'll do terrain work to fix that up and do all the water. I just want to get the placement of that to know roughly, and we can move that blueprint a bit. Alright, who done it? You call that good service? Ooh. Someone's gone on a rampage. The question is who broke it and where'd they go? Yeah, maybe well, it's caught on camera, so it should be caught. But I don't know. Hey Shaq, what's going on? Welcome. Alright, excuse me. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually... Alright. Gonna do this. I'm gonna turn paths off. Building pieces off. Facilities off. Yes, we'll just start pulling trees up. Kind of back over here. Maybe for a little bit of an expanded entrance. Yeah, that's good for now. We'll leave that. I like these fountains. I'd like to leave those in place. They broke it and ran for it. Yeah. Leave it to Dale. Dale, go catch him. Have to go. Alright, Minecraft, have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. They need to make it when you click on the broken item, it shows you who broke it. That would be funny. Alright. Then what I think we'll do is just add some stamps. And we have a long way that we can expand upward. Like, for example, call that one. And why I like doing the small grid when you're building something this large is if you have to tear something up to replace it, it's a lot easier. It just takes up a much smaller section to tie in. When I'm back on next stream or something show the entrance plaza. Okay. All wood. No, I'm probably gonna change it. So I'm gonna cut it off here because we'll probably place a stamp for this. Usually do my classic hexagon, but we may revamp the building a bit as well. But it is basically centered up there. Name and shame them, yeah. And then my thought was to actually run the main path along the park out this way, not all the way along the back here. Cross over that water. Good, great, grand, wonderful. We could even widen it more. That tool is barriers or barricades, yeah. I'm gonna leave those off for a moment. Just kind of a visual reference. It's gonna be a huge gap, but I dig. Gotta think about redoing the entrance plaza. We'll actually just fill those in. These will be like the main centerpieces when you walk into the park first, and then you go beyond it, there will be all the buildings and shops and stuff like that. Alright, here's where I'm gonna pause. Well, those are tied in. These are not. Okay. So we can actually safely place these stamps down. And now we can do that here. Tie that in there, and then we'll just rebuild the line to here. Stamp tool is a hell of a drug. I love it. It really makes it easier. I don't care about this path. It's going up. Okay. So up this way, we'll start laying buildings. We could even expand out this way a bit. I don't want to go too far. But we really could do something like this. That may be wider than it needs to be. But this will be the whole entrance area. We may redo the entrance gates And then my thought is to take this and kind of tie it in this way. And look, harmonica entrance now has got a top hat. Oh, man. Alright. Let me lay an octagon stamp. Oh, it's offset, actually. I may wait to do that. Just for a moment. Looks like an alien wearing a hat. Yeah, right. Amish ET. That's the joke of the night right there, Dale. Oh, man. Oh. Circle, circle, circle. I'm not going to do circle for that. Circle stamps are small. The octagon size 3 is actually the biggest plaza that you can create without building one. Like, totally by hand. So, with this in place, roughly, I mean, we can adjust the placement of it, but we can shut this down. Still people trickling on it. I like to see a food shop and drink palace on the plaza area constructed from the ground up. Ooh, that would be a big undertaking, but that's a cool idea. But I'm trying to plan out zones a little bit. The entrance is kind of going to merge into... Ooh, I have a little bit of an idea. We could actually do water around this and make it almost like a pier. There's too many octagons. What is this, UFC park? That's right. I guess that's why they're breaking so many tables and stuff, is they can't fight each other, so they just have to fight furniture in the ring. Haha. Okay. The next thing would be to decide what we want to place. You can build that up a little bit. Makes sense now. Alright, so we've got a foundation for that. The one thing I want to think about right now is where we would have the path branch off. My thought would be it would naturally make sense once this kind of turns into the surf area to have it branch over that way, because all of this is going to get demoed for the water park. The RMC is going to get relocated to the back if this surf coaster goes away. We have the new one up front. I'm not really worried about anything on this side of the park right now. The only potential thing I'm thinking about is just relocating the B&M Hyper. But I think we're going to redo this building. Tricky thing will be to figure out where this path is going to cross over. could make sense in that direction. Yeah. Yeah, because right now you would bypass everything. And there's going to be a lot of activity up here, so it would make sense to kind of funnel everybody through. E.T. would phone home, but no electricity. E.T. telegraph abode, yeah. Oh, man. So the question is, how do I want to do the buildings up front? Could try to get some tropical themed scenery, but I wouldn't be doing that right now. We could lay some basic facilities just with the, you know, for now, I mean, we get the layout in place. We can go in and now let's go back to we could even do the Planet Coaster theme for some of it and color them. Alright, so I think first some guest facilities would definitely make sense. So I'm actually going to slap 2 of these down. We'll need some restrooms. They're not totally symmetrical because of the way the buildings are shaped, but the restrooms are in symmetrical locations. So we've got those. Now maybe up here, some shops. I would say we do 4 on each side. Now what we might do is a small facility right here, kind of just beyond the entrance for a guest service desk, or 2, or 3 perhaps, 1 in the middle and 1 on each side. Or maybe if we do a custom entrance, we could do that. Need to do build a flat ride on the plaza area to please make it happen. I don't know when we're gonna do that, not in the dead center of the main entrance. Maybe offset a little bit. Alright, so let's do some food and drink options. I'm thinking for food... Well, let's do drinks first. We'll do a gulpy soda. Maybe we'll do that up here. Why is that underground? There we go. Shops. I think a modular souvenir shop would be really cool at the entrance. Let me go ahead and end that poll there. Will I be on tomorrow? Most likely it's gonna be late. I've got a piano performance tomorrow after work, so I'll be home a little bit late, but yeah, I should be able to stream. We'll do balloons. Then could do Gelato Bros, maybe? Let me get out of that one. pizza pen. And then on this side over here, change it up a little bit. Maybe a Heya Sushi. We really could do multiple of these. And then in here... maybe Viva La Vegan. I don't think we have many of these. So we'll do that. And then up here in this one, we'll do another drink. Maybe slush hour, pep shot juice. Oh, that's the vending machine. Now we'll go to shops again. And we could do a Hat's Fantastic or just a Memento. I think we'll do that. Small amount of overlap on the scenery, but it actually fits. Bro, what? Why are these not on the path? Because when you set them off the path, it's easier to snap them in place without screwing up the stamps. So I prefer to set them off first and then move them in. So do kind of like that, and they're nice parallel. Yeah, what's going on, band player? Main Street is finally happening, I see. Working on it. It's a work in progress. We'll need to add benches and garbage cans. I would like to do custom buildings at some point. Maybe we'll look at that in the future. But just to get it functional in the meantime, then you can work on like one side at a time or something. We'll need a power distributor over here. Need a distributor over there. But we'll get to that. We can actually open all of these now. Can you maybe change up the vibes? It's a little overly Moana inspired. Don't make me get your security guard and fire you. No, I definitely do want to change it up. I wish they had more scenery pieces. I'll have to do some browsing on the workshop to find. And eventually I'd like to turn this into like a full-fledged, like, custom. Alright, so what we actually can do is... oh, that's a bit of trash. Let's actually do that there. And we can put one kind of right there. And then we'll need to snap a few in place over here. He needs a toy. Could actually do like the bamboo barrel bins. It'd be nice to mirror that, actually. Make them totally symmetrical. Next, let's go into... Oh, no, we gotta go into that. Let's do these wooden benches. We'll place these... kind of centered. I was just kidding, don't fire me, just use all of Brawmik's builds on the workshop for the main street entrance, like an ode to him for all he's done. I don't know what he has in terms of like tropical themed, resort themed for buildings though. I've looked and I could have missed him, but I didn't really see any. We can definitely do a few benches kind of over here in the corners. Not totally symmetrical. But it kind of fits. Put a palm tree in between and boom, it's tropical. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely fill a couple of those gaps with some trees. I'm thinking in the center up here too. Well, let's see what we got. In terms of maybe a few, like, small nature... Ooh. It's just a tad bit... Yeah, that doesn't quite fit that way. But we could go with something like that. E.T. has more buttons on hat, Elliot. Try something like that. I wonder if there's a cool big statue for the front, but not sure what would be good. The mythology one is the best for those. That would be an option right there. That one's a bit too large. Like, this fountain is really cool. That'd be a really good centerpiece. That one's too large. So let me we could also always scale them down a little bit. Maybe I'll just double these up for the time being, and we can always revamp a little bit. Ginormous Moana statue, right? Alright, and then we could add a few additional benches. Yeah, this is definitely a bit coarse, but it fits for the time being. We'll just add. There's plenty of room around this middle one, which is what I was going for. And we're a little limited over here again. Those work there even if for now. Yep. They have singing tikis. Yeah, they do. So there'd be some shade there. They'll like that. You could even put another one there. We could take these benches up. We don't really need them at this point. Add another one over here. Any tropical animatronics? I think they're generally going to be in pieces like these. So these two statues were my idea for kind of the center part of the park. Kind of a nod. King Coaster and Queen Splash. So you'd make your way back here. Eventually you'd tie into the surf coaster over there. So that's a start. This has very few people riding it. It is a bottleneck, but it's gonna change because I'm gonna widen this here eventually. And then this path isn't even going to connect here. It's going to connect further up, I think. Yeah, there's an animatronic filter. Yeah. Yeah, so the only animated things you really get are the balloons. And then you get like rotating fish, or the kites, the manta rays, dancing flags, giant palm tree balloon. We could do that. Just for laughs. Stick one right up on top here. Just in the meantime, it's better than nothing. Now, there's something there. I think we're hidden behind the fountains. Maybe not high enough. Well, tell you what. I mean, we could try... Oh! No, we don't want to do that. Just only want the balloon. No, we actually... Let's get out of that and go back in and grab 2 more this way. You could put one there. I don't want to align. Oh, yeah, I do. They're going to be slightly angled just because of the rocks. And then maybe one more. Just throwing an idea out. Maybe dumb or not look right. Well, I'll let you all make that determination. Yeah, if we do that there. I mean, I think it looks kind of neat. But maybe a little too artificial. I don't know. But that's it with all 4 of them. You've got the 2 right behind that, and then a couple higher up on the buildings. We'll clean that up as well. So we redo like the entrance and stuff. But this is a start. At least we have some stuff that's functional. And eventually this will lead up further to that. And we'll probably branch out. I don't know about this side. It's a little tight spacing. They may actually have to go through the Kraken Plaza. But getting guests to pass right in front of coaster rides is a good way to get them on it. They don't like to have to go too far out of the way to get on something. Like this over here. And people are still flocking to it, but... I jumped! I was like, hey, I just got to see a train go by. I just barely cleared it. We'll redo that. I'm with you. I like it, but it does look kind of too fake at the same time. I'm undecided. Maybe 2 of them and not 4. Can you use custom brush for pathing and click on that one random rectangle in the beginning? Oh, this we just stamped over. You know what? I could take those up for now, till we figure out. And what we want to do with the rest of that, because that's room for some scenery pieces. If it was my park, I would leave it at least for now and think about it. Yeah! Yeah, we have time to reevaluate. This is actually very similar to how the entrance when I first started this park, how it looked. But my thought too was maybe even taking some of these up. It's gonna be mostly water out here. Thank you, my OCD was pumping. Ha! Get him! Got him! What did he do? Oh, he pickpocketed somebody. Out! I don't hate it, but don't love it. It's not too bad. One of those things I leave. I think you leave for now and sleep on it and think about it. Yeah. I mean, this is all probably going to get revamped in the future anyway. I just want to get the layout once I get kind of a feel for where I want everything in the park. Surf coaster definitely here. That was my first choice, and you all as viewers decided that on a previous stream. Since this is also kind of beach surf themed, I'm thinking like this area would be tied together, which would be kind of tough. Hey Jimpers, how are ya? Have I got the DLC? Yes, I did. I checked it out. It's kind of cool. I don't think I'm gonna do too much with it. Eventually I'll play around with it, but it does have some cool stuff. The coasters are neat. And then everything in this corner will get transformed into like a water park. Might not actually be enough room, I don't know. It might. When we do some work. The water park could also go all the way back here, but it just... I don't know. We gotta get this open. I've gotta build a station for it and figure out how I want the path to go out here. So we've got something here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to demo a ton of stuff and get the layout the way that I want it. You mean that you don't like installing cardboard trees in your park? Only buy the DLCs for the coasters anyway. Yeah, they, yeah, the coasters are great. I think the new Gen Vekoma STC and the ENF Mylar Kitty Coaster are great additions. And the flat rides are kind of cool too. The scenery I'm not as big of a fan of, but it's okay. Hey, Hank, welcome. Just got back from my play as the main character. Whoa. I hope it went well. Alright, let's get that clean. Not worried about these here. Let's get those clean. Let's get caught up on some of these notifications here. There was not a scene without me in it. Ooh. That's pretty demanding. I hope it went well. Alright. We'll clean up the vandalism. Yeah, we're good there. Shortcut for vandalism, you just go in up here, repair all, take care of it at once. It went very well. Good. Now I'm adding a cardboard tree as an Easter egg. Yeah, glad to hear that. Alright. Very rapidly, I am going to delete this. Oh, these are all separate buildings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually grab the demo tool. Turn this all on. And temporary, but at least we'll have something in the meantime for these folks. Alright, that is everything. Got to do it 4 more times. Wow. Alright, now we're going to go into this, grab the updated version, and we know right where to stamp it. Turn the utilities off, we can see a little better. And now it snaps into place. Right there. Don't mess up or everyone will. No pressure. Holy cow. Alright, now we actually need to go into the power. So let's go into facilities and... Ooh, demo power cable. Now we want to connect. Oh, this one is just out of range. Ah. So we need to add another one somewhere over here anyway. And we can tie that in. Alright, now it's powered. Let's go in and check water. Okay, yeah, that is the only water we have, and it's covered. So this is just a tiny bit above because of the height that ties into, which is fine for now. And everybody stands up at once, but everything is right back in place. And let me just see. These should be open. Oh, we need to test it first. Same with these. Alright, so we'll have this water park or water complex operational pretty much immediately. So it's a very quick, streamlined replacement. And if we tear these up, we'd be able to level it, but since it's going to get relocated entirely, I think I'm not too concerned about it right now. The people aren't really coming up this way to get food and stuff. Oh, we need to retest the water slides. Yeah. Good to open. Alright, one thing we will need to do is come back in and add cameras, since we had the cameras in the old one. So let's do that. Clear that out. Should attach the train station to the back of the Four Seasons. Bromwich probably wouldn't like that. It's not a bad idea, but it would be a little tough to tie together. Alright, let's see how that coverage. Looks like we've got it all there. Something like that. That should be okay. And then probably wouldn't hurt to add a few more security guards in the area just in case. Dale approves of this ninja sorcery magic technology. Guests are thrilled with the new renovations. Yeah, I think they'll like it. It was opening night. Don't mess. Oh, we saw that. Guests will be like, no, the security cameras are back. We can't get away with breaking stuff. Alright, maybe some other... Probably some janitors to kind of help clear the table. I mean, this is such a large complex, it really almost deserves its own staff zone. So that might be something we consider. Yeah, we should be okay there. I really need to figure out what to do with that, station-wise. Yeah, people are not really coming over this way, but they don't have to go out of their way for the stuff. When we reroute the paths and people start passing up this way, or on their way to the surf coaster, it'll get a lot more activity. Alright, I think it'll be about time to close that down. Yeah, pool temperature's 20 Celsius. Probably would need to add a couple heaters in. It's a little cooler. There's a chance of bad weather coming. It'll be interesting if we see some of that. Would it make sense to add more food and drink options near that indoor pool slide complex? According to Bromwich, not really necessary. Because, I mean, you do have a couple vending machines over here. And then the whole, like, double restaurant on this side was kind of to serve that purpose. So if people get hungry, they can go over there. If they get thirsty, they can go over there and just grab a drink from the vending machine. It may not hurt to add, you know, a couple other drink options. I might slap down a couple vending machines, but I'm not going to add like actual full-fledged food shops and stuff. I do think one thing that we could use is a Splash Emporium, and I don't think there is one. I was just thinking because it's a big place and can get really busy, like another big food area near the entrance. I mean, like out over here, I don't know about that. They've got the restaurant, and the restaurant does get busy. So it could make sense to add a couple small, like, food shops or something on the outside. I would personally add some picnic tables and stuff too, that people want to sit and enjoy some food or something. I think a bridge over this would be kind of neat. Let me see what this says. Suggested heater count 7. This water will get too cold in the winter. Well, let's add a few. Maybe 2 on the outside somewhere. I'd add a monorail station underground. That's not the point of a monorail. You would, Dale. Alright, it is heated. The temperature's going up a little bit. We'll probably add 4 of them in here. Oh, that's tough in the wading depth. That's tricky. So I think we'd actually want to go into like the swimming depth. That's diving depth right there. That would work. And oh, we just clicked. Whoa! It just popped just on top of the surface of that. And it's going up, and we'll just see what the temperature gets up to. Put a hole in the roof. Nah, don't need to. I love the addition of the surf rides, though. Alright. I'm gonna call this Wave Sim. And that's based on the name Bromik gave it. Right there. And then Wave Sim Gold Coast. Just to tell them apart. Would be awesome to add an expansion for a log flume. A log flume would be well suited in the park, but I don't think it would tie into this. 'Cause it's a water ride, but it's not something that people get suited up for, you know. Whereas the water slides, the surf machines, they do. So call it WaveSim Ultra Pro Ultra X Max Omega Super Duper High Quality Brand New Camera All New Battery WaveSim sponsored by Apple. Well, we're definitely not doing that. It wouldn't even fit. Let's see, if we go into the heat map in this park. Temperature. It's mild enough. And pool's up to 26 Celsius, which is fine. Plenty of shade, a lot of sun, outdoor exposure. Thunderstorm risk. Okay, so this is telling you what's most likely to get hit by lightning. So that's got a 7% chance. All these other coasters are small enough, with the exception of the two hypers. This one is a 6%. And that one's a 5%. So people in the water complex are not affected, if they're wearing swimsuits, they're not affected by a dryness need. I'll see if we can get a storm today. Sun cream. Somebody got a little toasted. Oh no, that's the stand that sells it. Guest services are highlighted to show if they sell sun cream or not. Okay. Oh, because it's not open. Now it is. Ah.
Genoa too.
And then warmth. We'll look at. Are these open? They are not. Let's open them. There we go. See the weather coming up. Yeah, a little bit later. There's a chance of storm. What's cool is you can override the weather. Make it scorching hot sun. Or just a sunny day. Light rain. Heavy rain. Windy. I didn't know you could actually demo that. Oh my gosh. It immediately is frozen over. And the water temperature is still 22 Celsius, so people are okay swimming in it. Blizzard, yeah. Alright, now if you look, everybody's still warm, probably because it hasn't snowed long enough. But you're going to see people starting to get cold. And so they're going to huddle inside. Now with that, you go to the temperature map. Right here. And you can see where it's a little bit warmer. Generally inside the buildings it's comfortable enough. tropical map and it can snow. The second ice age coming. Yeah. Oh, bro, our pirate ship is frozen. Why Celsius? That's just what it is. I can turn it to Fahrenheit. I just never have. Yeah, that temperature of the pool is dropping, but you can see it is warmer inside, too. So that's how that works. And then if you go and look at... Everybody's still relatively warm for the time being, but that'll change. Oh my gosh. Like, this just looks wrong on so many levels, but it looks really funny. Now the water's down to 19 Celsius. If you go back in and override it, all the snow's gonna melt. I want to see something get hit by lightning. I'm just curious of the effect. There's not a guarantee anything will get struck. It's just an outside chance of it. So this is demoing the new weather... where am I? Terrain clipping. Whoa, that was weird. And it gets windy, you can see everything. Please, someone. I'll name a random weather condition in PC2. Oh, light rain. Weather to create chaos, yay. So if you go into the heat maps now, and you go to the dryness, I don't think it's... In a short duration, it probably isn't going to change too much. It should fit in the park. Oh, cool! Alright, a Vekoma STC. So, and with that, you can override it. Or just change it through all of that. You can cycle it. Now with this, it goes back to basically what it was. The puddles are insane now. It'll dry up fast enough. And the dryness is still all green. In a short duration, I don't think it has much of an effect. Alright, let's check out that coaster, Jimpers. There's now a Brawmik reference in the park. It looks like a pretty small coaster. That should fit fine. Let's go in. Can actually put it right here. Alright, here we go. Oh, is that bugged? One of my flat rides got its ticket prices tweaked. Yeah, one of the new effects. I ain't paying $31.68 to ride a Wild Blue. No, I wouldn't either. Whoa. Horva's made a really good STC. Yeah, I watched it earlier. Not a bad coaster. It is short. It has a really cool layout. Great stats. It does feel a little whippy through some of the inversions. Not really so much that, but definitely that. I feel like I'd like a little... and this is me personally. I'd like something that has a little bit more of a change of pace. I often talk about how a lot of coasters don't have great pacing. This is one I think it could actually, you know, temper down the pacing. I really like the airtime hill right there. Fantastic stats. It's compact, so it fits in a lot of locations. This is a good STC. I'm curious, actually, Jimpers. So one thing Corva said when he went through his, and I talked about it a little bit at the very beginning, but take a look at how low below the tracks the trains actually, like the cars sit. And he said it was really difficult to profile like the 0G rolls and stuff like that. Did you have much trouble with that, or did you not really consider it? Or because yours actually seemed to be profiled well. I might consider adding this into the park. They need to fix the trains. Yeah. They do seem a little low. Not really. Maybe a little bit. Just built the roll how you usually do. I mean, you're good at profiling them for inverts, so it probably worked out fine. Yeah, that's a cool coaster. Very nice. I have to find a place to put that in here. I think that would be a good addition to this park. See, it is almost 10. We had a really good turnout tonight, too. Okay. You can't have it, I want it. Fight me for it. Yeah, I had quite a good turnout tonight. I don't want to get off. But I will need to at some point. I've got to do a few things before I get ready for bed, and I've got a long day tomorrow. I've got to go to work, and then I have my piano performance, and so what I think I'm gonna do, I hate to shut this down with a crowd. Could actually experiment and see. So that's not really a factor. By the way you change it to Fahrenheit, you go into settings, not your sandbox settings, and game options, and you can change temperature Fahrenheit. 71 Fahrenheit. So I'm used to Celsius because flying. Even in the US, where Fahrenheit, of course, is the predominant temperature scale, Believe it or not, we still use Celsius for most things in aviation. So I kinda had to learn Celsius, and I've just become accustomed to... I can look at a temperature within a normal range and tell you what it is in the other. Fly your plane over here and fight me, but it needs to be inside as it's -1 here in Chicago. Ooh. That is cold. You know, when I do my flight sim streams up in Alaska, I looked at one airport. It was -4. Like last night or this morning. And this afternoon it was like -30. I'm used to Celsius because that's what we use in New Zealand. Well, that's what they use in pretty much everywhere else in the world. But like I said, we do use Celsius in aviation, so I'm proficient with both. To an extent now, like extreme, like out of range temperatures or like scientific temperatures and stuff like that, no, I don't know. Okay. Yep. So let's see the weather that's coming up. It was funny to make it snow, though. Oh, excuse me, hiccup. Really need to do some work on that coaster. May do that tomorrow. Have to experiment with a station and stuff. At least we got this started. But I haven't really fully decided on how I want to put it all together. And I'm hesitant to start closing stuff because of the park rating. If you go in here and look, park reputation is low. Interesting. We need 3 new attractions. This is America. Out! The guard caught him. Perfect. You know what we could do is just slap a few flat rides down. Just to get... Oh, look! These new blueprints. I'm not super thrilled that they used the original themes for the new ones. I was hoping they would theme some of the rides with the add-on. Not the DLC, but the themes they added in the free update. But this looks really cool, the mythology bumper cars. Oh, that looks really cool. Planet Coaster synchronized. That's pretty. You act like you're actually competing and are struggling for money. I'm sorry, but that's absurd. I don't know what you're talking about. We already have one of those. Oh, that's cool. Alright, anyway, let's go in here. I think we could add one of these new rides. Just give something for people to do in the meantime. Not build a queue. Oh. You can close your coasters and then reinstall them and they'll be fine. You have unlimited money. Yeah, no, okay. No, it was more so the impact to the park rating. Was why I was more hesitant. Oh, this needs power. Oh, it's just on the edge. Yeah, I'll just open it. You can make this like a casino. You use the toy dice to theme it. High roller, like a dice. It'll go back up, yeah. I want to see, out of curiosity, what it is, though, that is making the park reputation low. Palms are itching now. Dale gonna gamble on dice? There's not much trash. A little. Stuff just needs cleaning. Ah, yes. Pickpockets are running rampant in the front of the park. B&M Giga Coaster, can you do coaster supports? Will be because the roller coaster is floating without any coaster supports. It be fixed. No, this one has it. Or are you talking about this here? Yeah. This one, we'll go back through and add the supports once we get working on that. Alright, we need to add... And it's just crowded over here. Security post over here might be helpful. One back over here. Try to add some cameras along the way. I'm on break and it gets out of control all of a sudden. Yeah, Dale, quit slacking.
Sorry, Alvin, or Baving to Tracy.
I'm at the tiki bar and I quit. Alright, maybe add a few guards. Alright, so we got those there. Curious how this is holding up over here.
Yeah, it will quack, remember?
Doesn't look like anything over here has been smashed yet. It's not super crowded, but... Alright, I think I need to call it an evening, unfortunately. I'd love to stay on here and continue playing, but I've got to get up and get some stuff done. It's been fun checking out all the stuff in the update and the DLC. I think I actually may shut the park down to start overhauling this entire side, but I don't know. I'll figure that out. But yeah, the plans are going to be to remove this, move the RMC in the back, clear this whole area out, start kind of developing a water park. And then the next big thing, tie this in, build a path out up this way over to this coaster, and kind of do a whole new surf theme area. We might do some flat rides along the way. A lot to do, and I keep thinking about starting a new park, a new tropical theme park with all the same rides pretty much, kind of just revamp, you know, the scenery and everything, but I'm not decided on that. So we'll see. It's fun to keep working on this. I mean, it's starting to come together in a way that I see it making sense, but also, before I get off, I will go ahead and say that I think in the very near future we'll be starting a new park. The festive theme, the snow, will give you a little bit of a hint of what that could be leading to. I should be on tomorrow. It's going to be probably a little bit of a late start. About the start time of today, or maybe even a little bit later. But I do plan on streaming. I think we'll mess around a little more with this. Experiment with the different game mechanics and stuff like that that have come with the update. So that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. Really great turnout. I've enjoyed this. Checking everything out and kind of messing around. I love you, Cookie Pirate. Build a new park, bro. Little flattery never hurts. But, yeah, we'll see. I've been thinking about it, and it probably is time to... So, the other thing, I did retire the Mythology Park and never got the progress on it that I wanted. I did save the blueprints that I liked. New Christmas winter themed? Not entirely, but partially. It's more so a little bit of a hint of an area. And some of you who have been with me for a while will remember me talking about this. But those of you who may be a little bit newer may not be aware, but I don't want to spoil it because I think it's going to be something really unique. So. But alright, on that note, we'll return to this tomorrow. We'll kind of get moving on some of this stuff here. My goal tomorrow, if I have enough time, will be to get this open. Get it real themed out. But I'm going to call it quits here, folks. Thanks again so much for hanging out. Really good turnout tonight. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope to catch you back tomorrow. As always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see ya.